Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Who likes to be called bad? Not too many. I would say nobody would like to be called, hey, you're a bad person. And we all enjoy being called good people because we think we're good people. And most of us have more good in our lives than bad that we did during our short passage through this conscious world. So that's a way of gathering support from a population. When you call yourself, your country, your group as being good, and the enemy being or called being bad. Therefore, when the guys who lead us, who control us, want to get our support, they say, well, we're good, they're bad, so let's help them. So what would you do? If you don't help, that means you're with them. They are considered bad. Therefore, you want to be considered good. So you most likely also, due to other peer pressure, personal cowardice, and other reasons, just join the support of the good. Nobody can be against the good, right? So therefore, they are able to channel us into supporting their policies because they call their policies as being the good one, the good, the real and the moral one. And even people who have shitty lives, and there's plenty of, they feel good about themselves because finally they belong to the good, even though they don't even understand the policies. So in this case, many countries, that's actually a wrong term, many handlers of countries, because it's not a country overall, it's just some people that decide to get from everybody else their resources and pass it to someone else in the name of good. We have here an article, therefore making the country being good, the population being good, the leaders being good, just by saying so. We have here an article from you and I, have an article from Russia Today, which is from the 20th of February 2023. And according to the intelligence services or spy services of the Russian Federation, which could be trusted as much as any other intelligence services around the globe, excluding the ones that belong to the forces of good, which can always be trusted. They tell us how many tanks were already transferred from the forces of good, from the countries, from the good countries, to the front to fight the bad country. And this, remember, comes from the intelligence service, from a spy services, a spy agency of the Russian Federation, from the bad guys, okay? Because the good guys will not tell us. That's another thing. So I wonder why. So let's see. This article comes from Russia Today, as I said, 20th of February 2023. Russian spy agency reports on NATO arms deliveries to Ukraine. More than 400 tanks and 1,500 infantry fighting vehicles have been transferred from the West. I wasn't aware, nobody said here in the West how many tanks were already delivered there. They're talking about delivering Leopard, I don't know, like 50 or 180, 31 Abrams 1 tanks. But how many were already delivered? I didn't know that. It's okay, if true, always, if true. This is what these guys report. So I have really no reason to believe these guys more or less than I believe, let's say, the Ukrainian intelligence services. Why? Because intelligence services are still looking for the weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. I'm talking about the British and the American intelligence services, and I'm still looking for them. But in the meantime, that country was helped to, sign up to freedom and democracy while we were at it. You know what I mean? Yeah, okay, so now we got that covered. NATO member states have provided Kiev with scores of heavy weapons since December 2021, including 440 tanks and 1,510 infantry fighting vehicles, the Russian Foreign Intelligence Services SVR said on Monday. According to officials, Ukraine has also received 1,170 anti-air and 655 artillery systems, as well as 9,800 rockets for mobile multiple rocket launchers, and I'm quoting, most of the military equipment supplied by the West has been destroyed by the Russian forces, the SVR claimed. That's a word, a nice word over there, claimed. Now, the statement comes a month after Ukraine's top backers, it's not Ukraine's top backers, it's the countries of the good, fighting the country of the bad on the territory of Ukraine. So the statement comes a month after Ukraine's top backers, including the US, Britain, and Germany, pledged for the first time to transfer modern main battle tanks, such as Leopard 2. While Washington stated in the past that it had no plans to deliver F-16 fighter jets, Pentagon spokesman John Kirby, a weasel, told reporters last week that the US, and I'm quoting, would welcome other countries transferring their Soviet-era aircraft to Kiev. According to the Pentagon, the US provided Ukraine with more than $24.7 billion in security aid between February 24, 2022 and January 20th, 2023. Now, security aid means weapons, all right? It doesn't mean, bed sheets or blankets or pillows. Joseph Borrell, the EU's, this guy right here, not very bright, I tell you that. Based on his statements, not because he looks like a fish. So Joseph Borrell, the EU's top diplomat, said on Sunday that the bloc was in, and I'm quoting, urgent war mode. Yes, you are. Yes, little by little you say things that are there, but you don't want them to taken that way. So it's like I'm involved in a fight, fist fight with some other people, let's say gang battle. And then I say, well, I'm not involved in a gang battle. I'm involved in helping my friends. Yeah, your gang, right? No. I'm helping my friends. I'm not involved in a battle. I'm not fighting. I'm not fist fighting. I'm just helping my friends. I mean, you can use euphemisms as much as you want, but you can't make us bite like little fish in a pond when you just cast a lure. Oh, there's food. Can't really do that. I mean, they try, and believe me, there's a lot of the people that I mentioned at the beginning of this video that would gladly do that. Why? The need to belong, the need to be members of the majority, of the authority. They feel strong when all of a sudden they feel that, oh, I'm on the side of the CIA. Ooh, it makes them feel like they are CIA. And remember, CIA is the force of good. So therefore, they like doing that. That's why a lot of people do a lot of stupid things, thinking that they actually are helping. But hey, what do you want? We all have a different worldview, or a little bit, altered here and there. The problem is these guys are trying to shape one and only one, and that one is the only one that's being accepted. So anyway, let's see what's going on here. So Joseph Borrell, this guy, the bloc is in an urgent war mode. Yes, a lot of profiteers left and right. I'm talking about the big arms manufacturers. He added that he would propose using the $3.6 billion from the European Peace Facility to buy more ammunition for Ukraine. Go ahead, how about food for the European Union citizens? No, it's okay. Moscow launched a military operation, blah, blah, blah. I don't go over that. Russian officials have also reportedly accused Ukraine of using Western-supplied weapons, including HIMARS, multiple rocket systems, and M777 howitzers to attack civilians in Donbass. Well, if you're a little bit, you don't have to be too much aware of history. you will definitely know that civilians fall victims, targeted or not targeted, accidentally or not, they still are the victims of both sides. It's true that you have to look a little bit deeper for the forces of good or the victors telling you that they committed any mistakes or really targeted a certain kind of people or a certain kind of targets that were not supposed to be targeted, if you know what I mean. But with time and with changes of political leaders and all that, they are going to be less reluctant to allow this kind of information to come up to the surface. But the information is there. It's just that we have to make a little bit or employ a little bit more effort in digging it out and then spreading it. And you will be accused of this or of that. Why? Because who wants to be called bad? And not only that, that's another feeling. Some people think that they're good, right? They're told they're good because they're the forces of good. But after, let's say, 10 years, after they were on the side of the good, reality comes out, the truth catches up finally and tells these people, actually you were on the side of the wrong, of the bad. So then you have these people facing going full circle back to them, to their self appreciation and say, or evaluation. And again, they're bad. Or they say, well, what am I going to do? So then they create this false worldview and false interpretation of the new realities, of the truth maybe coming out, and think, no, they will just live in denial. Because they don't have the moral power to say, well, I was wrong. Next time I pay more attention. And maybe those guys who told me that I'm on the side of the good, I should be a little bit more reluctant in biting everything the lures they cast into the pond. And, but no, most of us don't do that. They don't change and that was a lie. So next time I will be more cautious. No, they still live under the same impression that they were good then, they were on the side of the good, they are good right now, and the one who points out the reality and the truth must be bad as well. So this is how it works. We want to be good, but it's hard to be good because you have to put effort. We want to be good, just called good, without actually doing anything about it. The same with virtue. We like to point out things, but we don't do anything about it. But we want to consider ourselves virtuous and say, hey, I'm doing it because I'm pointing it out. Well, that's a doing thing over there. You can't just jump in and help. It's not enough to say, hey, excuse me, sir, there's a person drowning over there in the lake. What do you think? We jump in, go and save that person from drowning. But no, they call, excuse me, police 911. I'm right here by the lake. I see a person over there needs real help. He's about, 20 feet away from the shore. And it looks like he's drowning. What are you going to come and save him? No, you jump in. You think you're moral doing that. Yeah, you are, to an extent. But then you could have saved that person's life. By the time those guys showed up, they go down. And you will live with the impression that you were really, well, my friends, look what I did, what a good thing I did today. Okay, what was the result of that good thing? You know what I mean? Talking sometimes is not enough. It's good, awareness, and let everybody know. But what if you find out that actually what you did and you thought it was good, you were on the side of the not so good? Anyway, I'm surprised to hear these numbers, if true. But again, I will believe these numbers as I believe the numbers coming from the Ukrainian side, from the US side, and so on. Why? Because now everybody lies more than regularly. Why? Because now the stakes are too high. So when the stakes are too high and there's war, then you have really the first victim of a war is the truth. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.